Hi friends, in today's video tutorial, I'm going to go over how I achieved this beautiful look on this card. So last week in our tutorial, I showed you how to make this fun background by doing, you can either use an embossing folder or your simply scoreboard or your scoring attachment on your trimmer. A few of you reached out to me and wanted to know, how did I color this? Because when I did the card, it was already colored and cut out. So I did mention that I use masks for it, and I wanted to show you how I achieved all the layers on this beautiful flower image. So let's go over that. I'm going to put these aside. So I am using just a few ink colors. I have Balmy Blue, Old Olive, Wild Wheat, and Memento Black. I also have a pebbled path because I want to show you something else that I learned. After playing around with it a bit, I also learned that you actually don't need the stamp set from Enduring Beauty, the beautiful flower image, to achieve that same look when you're using the masks. So these masks actually can be used on their own. You don't need to purchase the stamp set to achieve the look. It's going to be a different look though, so let me show you that. It looks more watercolored. See, there's no harsh black lines, whereas in this one here, you've got the black lines and it's clear definition. However, this is also very pretty, and like I said, it is a watercolor look, even though I didn't do any watercoloring. So I'm going to show you this one here with the image, and if we have time, if I'm not jabbering too much, then we'll do this one as well. So let's get started here. I'll put these aside for just a minute. Let's see. Okay, so let's see here. So I've got my Misty. I guess I should put the magnet on that. Got stuck on there. So let's see. I'm going to ink my image. Now, because this is a bigger image, you either need a stamp positioning tool such as the Misty, or if you still have your Stamparatus, that also works. I had this one handy, so I just grabbed this. And I'm just going to ink this up. Otherwise, you would need the really big block. I think it's the F block. So let's see how it comes out. The nice thing about having the stamp positioner is that you can go over it a couple of times if it doesn't come out right the first time. So I'm just using a dry erase eraser just to transfer the ink. Lift that up and then take this off carefully. I can use a little bit more right in the center. So I'm just going to give it a little more ink. And I am going to ink up the whole thing again, just because I don't want like harsh lines in certain areas. So it's always best to just re-ink the whole stamp, the whole image again. All right, I think that's going to do it. Again, I'm going to use my dry eraser. Press in that center area a little more. Let's see what we got. Perfect. All right, that's good. So I'm just going to clean this off quickly. And I'm just using my chamois to clean it off. The other thing I wanted to point out, on the stamp, I actually put, I don't even know if you can see that. You probably can't because my hand is probably need something white behind it. I think that will show up better. So I put two little tick marks on the top just so I know where the top of the flower is. That's optional. It just makes it easier for when I'm positioning the masks. Okay, so let's see. So I'm going to set this aside and we will start to color. So I am using, oh, let me close up my ink, the black. So I'm going to start with Balmy Blue. And let's see, do I have washi tape here? I do. And I have my image. So I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive on the back so it doesn't move. This is repositionable adhesive. So I'm just going to center that here, like so. And then I'll bring in my first mask. Now each mask has a number and a notch. And let's see, can you see that? So this is number 1, and you'll see the notch. So there's 5 of them. So I'm just going to position this on my image. You might have to move it around a little bit. Yeah, I didn't, all right, so that's the way it's going to go. I must have moved the stamp inside the Misty, and that's why it's not lining up now. So I'm just going to take a few pieces of washi tape, and this will hold down my mask while I'm doing the blending, using the blending brushes. Okay, all right. So let's see. And I'm not worried about it getting on my surface because it is laminated, the surface that I'm using. So it doesn't really matter. It doesn't bother me. Oh, might help if I actually get it on the mask, right? So what happens when you try to put all of them on at the same time. So I'm going to get my blending brush. I'll blot a little bit. And then I'm just going to start adding color to it. And you can go as heavy or as light as you want. And just continue adding color. And again, I am only using 1 shade of blue, 1 shade of green, and then the wild wheat. And the masks is what allows it to give it the depth of each flower, giving it a different look and a different color, so it looks like you used more than 1 color on it. So these masks are really great for that, and it makes me look like an artist, and even though I'm not. So okay, so we're going to take this off. And I'm going to go on to my second one. And then I can just wipe that clean with a cloth. So it looks like my next one is the leaves. So again, I'm looking for proper alignment. And once I'm happy with it, then I will add my washi tape. And you could use any kind of tape, you know, any kind of low tack tape. So washi tape, painter's tape, what are some of the other ones? I don't even remember. Mint tape, I think, is one of them. There's also Post-its. I think there's Post-it tape that you could use. But I've got washi tape, so I'm going to use my washi tape. I probably don't even need 4 of them, but we're going to put that there just in case. Okay, so I am going to set that aside. I'm using Old Olive now. And again, I'm using one of my blending brushes, so I'm going to put some ink on that. And start, just moved again on me. Oh, having the tape on the mask first, and then pressing down. Okay, I think that should be good. All right, so, and we're going to start adding color to these. And honestly, I don't even have to blot off on the side. I can just come in from one of the sides of the mask and just, you know, blot off that way. So there we go. We're adding some pretty old olive onto our leaves. And although right now it just looks a little flat, it's like, okay, that's nice, you know. Once you add the next few masks, then you're going to start seeing the magic happen, where the variations of color come in, even though I'm using just the 2 colors. Okay, we'll go to number 3. Let's be smart about this. I'm going to add the washi tape first. And then I'll put it down on my mat. Okay, so let's see. They kind of were going like this somehow. So what I'm looking for is I'm looking for the black, the lines of the flowers to show through the mask. Okay, so that's another thing that's, you know, not having to, okay, I want the balmy blue again, use the stamp, is because when you're getting that watercolor look, where'd I put that one? No, right here. It really doesn't matter because there's no lines. So, you know, it's all a choice, I guess. All right, so we're going to start adding some balmy blue. I remember if I actually inked the blending brush. And then once I lift this up, you're going to see the variation of color between the one that I laid down first and then this one. And it's just so pretty. I mean, it just really, I don't know, it's just magical to me. So, and you don't have to do these in order. You can skip around. It doesn't have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like I could have done 1, then 3, and then 4, then 2, then 4. All right, I think we're done with the blue, but I'm going to leave that open because if we have time, I'm going to... So you can already see the shading happening just by doing that little bit. Here, let me bring it forward. So you see the shading on that? Isn't that pretty? And then you can also add, which I did on my one card, I added some Wink of Stella just to, you know, bring a little more sparkle to the floral image. I just think it looks so much prettier. So pretty with the Wink of Stella. Okay, so now we have our, oh, so let me put this on here first. Our vines from our leaves. And we're going to do those in Old Olive. So let's line these up with the leaves. And again, I'm looking for the lines on the leaves. I feel like this keeps moving on me, so you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put a glue dot on the back because that will hold it a little bit better. I can also put a piece of washi tape down. No, let's just do that. Let's add a piece of washi tape. To hold it down. Put a piece here. And I'll put another piece down here. Okay. All right, now we'll put the vines on. The other thing you can do with the masks to make it much easier is, I'll show you in just a second. There's that notch up in the corner of each mask. You can add that notch on your scrap paper. And then this way you just match up the notches and it's all perfect. But hindsight is 20/20 and I didn't do that. All right, so let's get our old olive now. We'll ink that up and then we'll start adding the color. And then once I take this off, you'll see how the leaves also come alive. It's just so pretty with the masks. That is it for the old olive. I'll line this one up. So here, let me zoom in. So isn't that pretty? The different color variations. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? So let me put this back down. And I'm going to add the little stamens in the center. And these I did in wild wheat. All right, so I'm just going to put this. I think it went something like this. There we go in here. Oops. Oh, I'm like completely off. Like so. So we'll do these in wild wheat. And that just adds a little bit of yellow to the centers. Or gold. So there you go. Isn't that beautiful? Look at all the different color variations. And I use 3 different ink colors. And then you would just die cut this, or if you don't have the dies, you can just fussy cut it out. Let's do it now. Oh, where's my paper? I know I have. Here we go. I'm going to do this now without stamping first. So I'm going to just put these down. This one should probably go a little bit quicker. Oh, because we're going to go straight up and down with this. Let's see, do I have a over here? No, it's not going to write on there. I don't have a Sharpie in here, otherwise I would have used that to show where the notch is. All right, so we've got that down. I'm going to ink this up. And then I'm just going to go all in the center. And you can go heavier with the color. You can go lighter. Okay. So for this one, you I would say, definitely use a piece of scrap paper. I was able to put the notch there. I could see it a little bit, because otherwise you really won't know, especially with these leaves, you won't know where they're supposed to go. At least I don't. Maybe you will. All right, let's go to our old olive. So you'll have to let me know, do you, I mean, they are definitely 2 different looks. I forgot to block that off. So this is going to be a little bit deeper over here. You'll have to let me know, do you like it with the stamped image, or are you more of a watercolor person? So I'd love to know in the comments. If you can leave me one. But you know, this way, if you don't want to have all the stamp sets, but you like the look, you can get the masks and achieve a similar look, but it'll be more watercolor, which I think is also beautiful. And I will be adding these to a card front. And when I post my pictures, if you're signed up for my email, you'll see the finished product, actually. That's what I'll do. So make sure you sign up for my newsletter. I send one out every Wednesday and it has the video tutorial link in it, along with a PDF. Of course, this, I don't really think you're going to need a PDF, but I'll put the measurements for the card anyway. But they're really just going to be the same as they were last week. I don't think I'm going to do a different, I'm not going to do a different one. All right, so let's line this up. Where's that little notch? There. I think this washi tape that I'm using is pretty much had it. So we'll just throw it out after we're done. All right, so I'm just going to ink that up and start laying the deeper color on here. Even though it's just the same one, it's still balmy blue. But because you're laying color on top of color, that's how you get the different variations in the color, and you get a deeper look with this. And I am pressing a little bit harder, just a little, not too much. I feel that my balmy blue might need to be re-inked. I've been using it quite a bit, as you can see. I've been enjoying making this very simple layout, and it's just so pretty. I think so anyway. I'll just pat myself on the back. All right, so we are done with the balmy blue. I'm going to close this up, and then we'll do the old olive, the vines. So isn't that pretty? Look how gorgeous that is. Oh my goodness. That, you know what, this actually looks, maybe I like it more this way. I don't know. I don't know. They're both really pretty. So I guess they both have their different places, right? All right, let's put this right where that notch is. Every time I'm going to look for that notch, I'm hitting my eyeglasses onto my phone. I know, I'm being so particular about it. It really doesn't have to be that perfect. It's just me. It's just me being a perfectionist. Okay, so let's add the old olive. These, I don't know if I mentioned, but they do just wipe off with plain water. So you can run them under your sink with a little bit of dish soap if you want. Or you can even use your chamois and just wipe it clean. And it does come clean with the chamois. But every so often you probably want to just clean them with soap and water. Okay, that's good. Okay, look how pretty that looks. And for this, I'm going to use Pebbled Path, only because I think if I use the wild wheat, it might look a little muddy. So I chose to use Pebbled Path instead. Just let me close up my wild wheat. I don't need that. And we'll get our Pebbled Path. Yes. I wanted to make sure it wasn't basic gray or something like that, but it's Pebbled Path. Pebbled Path is a little bit lighter than the basic gray. Let us do the reveal. Isn't that pretty? Look at that. Oh my goodness. That is so pretty. Oh, no, let me wipe this table down. So this is the one that we did with the stamped image. And then the one on the right, oh, I am so zoomed in. I guess I didn't even notice that. So the one on the left was done with the stamped image, and then the one on the right is done without a stamped image. So aren't they both beautiful? I mean, the one on the right really is beautiful. Look at the, it looks like watercoloring to me. So let me know which one you'd give a try to, if you give a try to both. But if all you want to do is just get the masks, then you can get the mask and you can achieve very similar results without the stamp set. And then you'll die cut it out with the dies if you have those. Otherwise, you can fussy cut it, or you can simply leave it on a card just like this. You don't even have to fussy cut it out. So friends, let me know your thoughts, what you think about these cards. As I mentioned, I will put the cards on in my newsletter that goes out on Wednesday. So if you'd like to get that, definitely sign up for it. And although there's really not a PDF for this, I mean, I'll put the measurements again for this card, which I showed last week in my video, and you did get the tutorial for that. So thanks again for watching. I appreciate it. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. If you'd like to place an order, reach out to me as well. Or go online to my store and place it on your own. We do have some online exclusives which just went live today. I had the opportunity to pre-order them back in February as a demonstrator. That's one of the perks that we have, to order before anybody else does, and we can get to play with it. So there's that, and then we also have a couple new kits coming out. And I think that's it for me. So friends, have a great day. Enjoy your week. And until Friday for my Friday tip, bye-bye.